Let me jump over to our good friend. I was talking about this the other day. One of our listeners thought it was so cool. I spoke at a conservative dinner on Wednesday or Thursday. They said it's so cool that you have a psychotherapist on the air talking about the election. They said, "Where'd you come up with this?" I said, "I didn't." Good friend of ours at Houston Baptist University said, "You have to meet this psychotherapist. She's conservative. She's funny. You guys would be a perfect fit." It was Charles Backery who set it up. And then I met Jill Payne. And I was like, and she's hilarious. And she asked for some help on some things, and we became friends. And now she's our psychotherapist. Jill, how are you? Good morning via Skype.
Good morning, Sam. Thanks for the great introduction.
Yeah, this conservative dinner I spoke at, they were like, "We love that you have a psychotherapist on." I'm like,
that's fab.
Nobody has no talk radio. Well, we do a lot of things nobody does, but nobody has a psychotherapist. Chatwithjill.com.
Which is interesting because everything is relational.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Right.
Must be weird to be married to you because you'd like to say that over every time your husband.
My husband's a therapist, so imagine being married to a therapist. Right?
Exactly. Okay, so here we go. Intra-group conflict is our psychotherapist word today involving the election. Talk about that.
Right. Okay. So as everyone knows, you don't need to be a psychotherapist to know that we're having group conflict. So there's two types. There's inter, which would be the Republicans against the Democrats. And then there's intra, which is having some issues between the people in the party. Right. And that's what's going on right now. Now, there's subgroups in there, which is one that's called task conflict. And what that is that's people talking about different policies and what they're going to do with it. That's a good thing. If it's moderate to low conflict in that gets people to be creative. So that's good. Now, what's not good and what is going on right now is the relationship conflict. And that has to do with, that's where we get personality issues. You know, I'm not getting along with that person because he has a personality issue. So that's what's going on here. And so a lot of people are saying, well, Trump needs to change. So that's not totally true. And so in my book, Meeting People, It's Not a Game, it's just that. Meeting people, it's not a game. You need to be authentic. So he needs to maybe tone it down. And let me describe Trump for a second. So I want you to think of a box. There are people that are inside the box. There are people that are outside the box. Yeah. And there are people that are right on the edge. He's right on the edge, and he's very edgy. He needs to tone down that edge. So when he meets with Paul Ryan, he needs to do what he does best in business and do a win-win negotiation.
Amazing. Jill Payne, psychotherapist on the show. Go back to intra-group conflict.
Right.
You'll have a circle of Republicans. Let's say there's 10, and 5 were big Cruz supporters, and 5 are Trump supporters.
Right.
From a psychotherapist point of view, how do those people come together? What does one group have to do? Does somebody have to give up real estate in order to make it happen?
One, you really need to listen to them. So first of all, you need to start out with, gosh, you know, your candidate is very interesting. I'd like to hear more about him. What is the reason that you want that candidate? And then you really listen to that person. You find at least 1% that you agree with, and then you agree with that 1% 100%.
Hold on. Did you make that up? Or is that is that a thing?
I stole it from somebody else.
Okay. So you find this, folks. This is great. Intra-group conflict from our psychotherapist Jill Payne,
right,
on the Trump supporters and Cruz supporters in the same room. So find something you agree on. Find 1% of something you can agree on.
Exactly.
But agree on it 100%.
There you go. Because people want to be heard and appreciated. It's called schmoozing.
Honey, I have an MBA in schmoozing. Come on.
So we do it in business all the time. And it's real because you need to be authentic. So you need to really feel it. That's why you find 1% that you really agree with, and then you work with it. And then it'll roll. Because once you start something positive, it should keep on going that way.
Brilliant.
The same as if you start something negative, it's going to go down.
So, folks, I know we're dealing with intra-group conflict as Republicans. As
You're liking that word.
Yeah, I'm totally digging it. It makes me sound so much smarter. Versus
you are.
So intra-group conflict. So that's what's going on between, let's say, Cruz and Trump supporters in the room, at dinner, at work, wherever you are. Find something. Yes.
May I say something that causes it?
Yes.
Well, because you know that Paul Ryan is calling Trump to meet. Well, the entitlement and superiority, and you know that a lot of these people, you become senators, congressmen, and you're up there, you have a lot of power. So when you have a lot of power, you feel powerful and you want to keep that power. So there's people that are feeling there's injustice, helpless, distrust. So that there's that conflict of feeling going on there. And so I want you to think may I give you one more analogy?
Sure, real quick, yeah.
Okay, real quick. If you put your hand up and somebody else puts their hand up and you put it against each other, when one person pushes, you need to push harder to keep it in that place. And that's what goes on when you have two people that are very powerful that don't give.
I'm holding up my own hand in my own hand, so it's kind of weird, but I totally get it. When you hold your palm out,
right?
And they push. You have to push as much to keep equilibrium, to keep that one spot.
Exactly. So that's where that negotiation comes in, and you really need to look at that 1% and appreciate it 100%.
Golden. That is absolutely golden. Our psychotherapist, our in-house resident psychotherapist, Jill Payne, who are very kind at Charles Beckery's at Houston Baptist University. Introduces our good friend over there, chatwithjill.com. Always great to have you on. I am so using that word like throughout the entire weekend. I got some intra-group conflict going on here. Intra.
And have a happy birthday.
Thank you, Jill. I'm thrilled. Can't wait. Actually, birthday celebration starts the minute I'm off the air. Have a good one. I'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Okay, thanks.
See you, babe. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Quick break.